What's going on, my route runners? It's your Shirley Rock Combo, aka the Professor on the Sticks. I'm playing a ranked game right here. This picture, though, this is gonna be part 2 of the tournament I went to in San Antonio last weekend. That was kind of the setup of the venue. It was on, like, I guess, a stage where a band will play inside a bar. You had 2 on the upper deck, 2 TVs, and then 2 TVs below on the bottom. And then there's also a TV in the front that they played on as well. I got to the finals and lost. And the part 1 I went over all the way up to the finals, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the picture of the guy that I ended up beating the 3rd round right here. That he was a little scrawny little bastard who was a complete ass. I said before the coin flip, I won the coin flip. The ref said for heads or tails route combo to kick or receive. I won the toss. I said I'm kicking, and he made a big ordeal about it. Said no, you're picking home or away, yada yada yada, and he was talking a lot of smack before the game, and I was up 17-14. He was driving down the field, just crossed midfield with like 20 seconds left in the game, almost in field goal range, and he ended up throwing a streak pass, and I baited him into it. Got a pick at the 5-yard line with like 10 seconds left to win the game. Jumped up, went crazy, and there's probably like 15 people behind me watching that, a couple subscribers as well. And that was definitely the highlight of my night, beating that guy. Some people said that might have been free Mike Vick. I don't know. I have no idea what that guy looks like, if he's black or white or whoever he is. I've heard that name before, but I have no idea. And so maybe you can clear up if you know who that guy was in the picture that I ended up beating. But anyway, so my 4th round in the semis, I ended up playing a really, really cool down-to-earth guy. He was really good, and I ended up pulling that out by a field goal. I don't remember exactly how it ended. No, I scored a touchdown to go up by 4 points, and with only like 10 seconds left or something like that, and was able to come out with the victory. So it was a very close semifinals match. So in the finals, I was going up against a guy who I talked to throughout the event. He was a really nice guy. He's from Houston. He went to University of Texas, and he was a cool guy. He ran the same offensive scheme that I ran. And I feel like I did really good this tournament, especially considering I'm coming from, I've ran a custom playbook on offense the whole year to go to just a regular playbook. Some of the things, the biggest thing I struggled with this whole tournament on offense, the only thing I felt like was my red zone offense. Other than that, I moved the ball up and down the field, scored at will. I got stopped a couple times in the red zone, which really ended up killing me. So in the finals, the guy I take on in the main finals, not the grand finals, as you would call it, I go up. I get the ball first. I score a touchdown. I hold him to a field goal, so 7-3. And then we kind of were scoring back and forth, and the game was tied. The game was tied up. I forget what the score was, though, but it was tied up. About to go into halftime. I have the ball third and goal from the 1-yard line. I QB sneak it. He stops it, and then I no huddle. Instead of just taking my points to go into half, I decided to go for it all. And I ended up going to the PA spot play, the play action play, and was going for the out route or the flat route, and he did a really good job of stopping that. So I got stopped at the 1-yard line. I should have just QB sneaked it again, but he did a really good job of not even letting my QB, be able to jump into the air. And some people know how to stop the QB sneak, so I was like, I guess he knows how to. And so I ended up coming away with the ball game tied, him having the ball with 0 points, and it ended up killing me. He goes down and scores. I think I scored again. He scored, and then it was 4th and 18. I had a wheel route and a crossing route coming across the left side of the field, butt naked, for an easy first down to pick up the 4th and 18. And my 2 receivers ended up hitting each other, and I ended up dropping it. So he ends up winning by 14 in the finals. And one other thing about this tournament I did not like was we were running 4-minute quarters the whole time. Then all of a sudden, the guy switched it up in the semis and finals to 5-minute quarters. So that makes you have a whole nother quarter pretty much, and it kind of extended the game out, I think, a little bit way too long. So I ended up losing that game, and so it's double elimination. That was my first loss. So I go in the losers bracket finals to go into the grand finals, I guess. And I play a guy named Humble's my name. He had his whole crew there. The guy I beat in the 3rd round, some people, I don't know who that guy was I beat. Some people said it was free Michael Vick or whatever, that picture that you saw. He was one of their crew members. I was able to beat him. And then this guy, he ran the Green Bay playbook. Humbles My Name was his name that he goes by online. He's a real nice guy. He said he was on the Madden Nation a few years back. He knows all the big guys. He said he's in the crew with Duke and some other people. So he's a well-known guy, well-established player, and he pretty much ran the ball the whole game on me. I knew what run he was going into, and I kind of planned on what run he was doing and trying to slow it down. He ran the Green Bay playbook. It was just like a wing offset formation. He ran like the power, the counter, and the what's it called, split slot. I don't know, it was pretty much like an inside zone run, and I was not able to slow him down the whole game running the ball. He didn't stop me the entire game. He held me twice in the red zone to a couple field goals, and and that's really what ended up killing me. And so towards the end of the game, he's starting to slow down my offense a little bit because it's 5-minute quarters. So, and these possessions keep going fast and fast because I'm not able to stop his run. But he's not getting like 2 or 3 yards a run. He's getting like 15 to 20 yards a run. I took the Seahawks, he took the Niners, and no matter what I could do, I could not stop the run. So we're coming to the end of the game, and it's what is it? It's 34 to 34, or it's 34. No wait, yeah, it's 34 to. I forget, whatever it was. I was up by 7, I believe, and he goes down and scores with like 2 minutes left, maybe 2:20, and he comes out, and it looked like he was going to come out on an onside kick, so I came out on an onside kick, but he came out on a squib kick, and then I audibled back to a normal kick formation, but I wasn't able to get to the front man, and he ended up, he says he knows how to do this every time, where he kicks a squib kick, and it hits my front lineman in the dome, and it bounces right back to the kicker, and he recovered the ball. So it's 34-34. He recovered the ball for a chance for me to win, to go up to the finals for the $1,000 game, which I felt like I would have been able to win because I would have switched to my offensive scheme and been able to do whatever I want, I felt like, on him. And so it was a very unfortunate loss because he ends up going down and scores a touchdown. He ended up playing coverage defense. I had like a minute left to score. I drove all the way down the field, down 41 to 34. And he ended up playing just 2-man under coverage defense and ended up slowing me down I was around like the 30-yard line. And he ended up picking me off on either 3rd or 4th down. And so I ended up losing 41-34. 2 reasons I felt like I lost: because of the squib kick and because of the 5-minute quarters. Because I was always up in that game because I ended up he only passed the ball I think 6 times the whole game. And one of them I ended up picking off one of his corner routes. I knew it was coming. Had an awesome pick on it, and so I was up the whole game until that squib kick happened, and I had to settle for 2 field goals instead of touchdowns, and I could not stop the run, and it was awful because I came back home, got in line with a couple of my buddies, and we ended up stopping it in like 2 seconds and just completely put it to rest. And I don't understand why during the game I couldn't come up with the proper adjustment, but it was a great tournament. It was great playing on the land, and I'm hoping to go to another tournament this year. We'll see if I can make the time and make it happen for y'all. Hope y'all guys enjoyed this little story and the second part of it. The background that some of his other teammates were chirping the whole time and acting like they were the greatest thing, and calling me trash, and route combo. All YouTubers are just punks and all this stuff. And this guy who kept talking the whole time was complete trash. He had no respect. He kept calling me. He called me a hoe-ass bitch nigga, and I said, well, 1, I'm not black. For 2, I'm not a female, so I don't even know what the hell you're saying. And he goes, shut up, bitch. And I said, once again, I'm not a female, and then he just shut his mouth after that. But once again, that was a nice little pick, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little story. It was a good tournament overall, and I'm glad I went to it.